All right, it's been 5 days since I checked my bees and saw that they no longer have queen and they have a queen cell. So let's go see how they're doing now. Good morning and happy Sunday. We are walking over to the bees to do a mini inspection, which just basically means I'm not going to go through every single frame. I'm just going to kind of see how we are today versus 5 days ago, and that might not seem like a ton of time, and there's not going to be anything drastically different, but we're going to check on our queen cell. We are going to see if we have any progress or if we can find a queen. And you don't necessarily have to find the actual queen to know that you have a queen. We're going to look for eggs. We're going to look for a little larva. I'm going to check the capping on my honey, and we will kind of go from there. So come on. Gonna make this as raw as possible, even though this is not my best form. Clearly you can see hives all over the place. I will save you from seeing the rest of my body. Today's hive inspection went a little different than planned. Well guys, we have made it to 24 hours after the accident happened. You can tell that I'm covered from head to toe basically, but just based on this side of my face is all swollen. If I try and smile, you can see this is swollen. My eye was swollen shut this morning, and I think the Benadryl is helping, but it's still extremely puffy and I can't open it all the way. So yesterday was a little wild. Just a little story time for anyone who has dealt with this before or something close. I've gotten stung a handful of times. It's annoying, it's itchy, your body swells. It's usually just 1 or 2 stings, and then, you move on. So yesterday I was out doing a hive inspection, just like normal. I followed my normal process. I was dressed normally, had my suit on, did all of the normal things, and all of a sudden I noticed as I was finishing up that the buzzing seemed a lot closer to my ears than it normally does, and there was, I think, only one, but maybe there were a few bees that had snuck in somewhere into my face veil. So I tried to figure out how to get them out. Now, if you have done bees before, my bees at least will kind of swarm me when I'm out and about. They seem pretty curious on what we're doing. So I'm usually covered around in bees when I'm doing my inspections. So there were one or a couple, I can't remember and I can't tell, inside of the veil. And I just kept thinking, shoot, like I'm gonna get stung on the ear, I'm gonna get stung on the face, which isn't fun. Looking back, I should have just left it and whatnot. So I kind of like tried to shoo the ones around me away, and I started walking away from the hive. Now, usually when I walk back home, the bees don't really follow. I'll have one or two little stragglers that will follow me until I'm pretty much back to my house. So that was different yesterday. There were hundreds of bees following me. So I started to panic a little bit. The ones inside of my veil started stinging my face and my ear, hence the swollen face. So I wasn't really thinking rationally. And my other thought was, okay, I need to take off the veil to get the ones in the suit out. And then once I start running, they will not follow me anymore, because usually, like I said, there's only a couple stragglers and they go away. So that did not happen. I took off my gloves, I took off the veil, and immediately just started getting absolutely attacked by these bees. My face, my ears, my neck, my hands, my arms. I took my hair out of the ponytail, then they were stuck in my hair. I was trying to get them out of my hair, then my hands were being stung because I was trying to get them out, and I went into fight or flight mode. Now, if you know me, I'm a pretty tough cookie. I have a really high pain tolerance. Not much freaks me out. I'm pretty neutral emotion wise when stuff like this happens. Like, I can handle a lot. And I just remember I started yelling and they weren't going away. And then I was stuck in my suit. If I could have got this on video, it was crazy. So I'm running back to my house. I'm screaming at this point because I'm just being stung from head to toe over and over and over and over again. Finally, my husband hears me screaming, comes outside, gets the hose. I ran towards the hose, and then he started hosing me off, and they stopped. Then he probably stood there with me for 10 or 15 minutes, just picking them out of my hair. He probably picked 25 out of my hair. He was pulling stingers out of my scalp, of my neck. I probably ended up with 100 stings if I had to guess, and I was just hysterical. I was crying, I was yelling. It was just, there's a point of pain where your body, I think, just goes into shock. And if you felt a bee sting before, it's not fun, but you can handle it. But over and over and over again, especially sensitive places of your body, your hands, your ears, your neck, by my eye, like they just weren't happy. So looking back, if I have one ever inside my veil again, I'm just gonna leave it and take those stings like a champ. But this is kind of a PSA for anyone who's doing this. I probably will not do an inspection if my husband is not home from now on. I usually don't, but had he not been home, I would have passed out outside. So long story short, he gets the bees out of my hair, I get out of my suit and go take a shower because there's like stingers all over me, and I need to make sure everything is off of me. So I'm in the shower and immediately start feeling hives form and immediately start getting itchy. Now, if you felt a bee sting before, you know, you swell and you get itchy. So I'm in the shower, and then all of a sudden I'm not feeling so great. I thought I was just a little dehydrated because it was hot outside and I was in the suit and I was running around. So I sit down in the shower and just start washing my hair from sitting down. All of a sudden I get dizzy and a little nauseous, and my eyes are open, but I can't see anything. It was like someone had a piece of paper held in front of my eyes and they were open, but all I could see was white. So my husband comes in to check on me. I ask him for a water bottle, and then I went unconscious, and I don't remember the rest of the shower. When I was kind of coming out of it, I was on some chair in my house, and he was getting me dressed to go to the hospital. So it gets me dressed, puts me in the car. I'm still in and out of consciousness. We end up going to a store and just getting some Benadryl in my system before we went to the hospital. Thankfully, a hospital isn't that far away from us, and I went into anaphylactic shock. That many stings at once and all of that venom in your body, and I'm a decently small person. It just wasn't good. So we got the Benadryl. I was drinking water, still kind of loopy and out of it. Like, I still couldn't see. I probably couldn't see for 30 or 40 minutes. It was scary. So we go to the hospital and we just sit there for a second. I was like, I don't want to go in yet. I think I'm going to be okay. So we sat there for a little while. There were firefighters right there. So we asked them if they could do a test on me just to test my heart, test my blood pressure. I had low blood pressure. They looked at all my hives. Thankfully, I'm not allergic to bees. That would have been absolutely horrible. But so I got tested. This was all probably within 2 hours from getting stung when we were at the hospital. Got tested. Vitals came back a little low, but nothing super questionable or worrisome. Keep taking the Benadryl, keep taking other medicines. I have a cream to put on. And then yesterday when we got back home, I wasn't allowed to sleep because everyone was worried about me, that if I went to sleep, something would happen. So just tried to stay awake. Had hives from scalp to toes. I've got stings from scalp to toes, probably 100 stings. And that's just a little brief recap of yesterday. It was scary. I am very grateful that my husband was home and he is quick to step into action. I definitely freaked him out a bit, which obviously was not the intention, but I mean, you're basically in shock and like almost having a heart attack when this happens to you. So I am going to visit my primary care physician at some point in the near future and get an EpiPen just to have on hand. That may have made it a little better, because if you can use that, you'll have less of a shot of going into anaphylactic shock. And it's no joke. So I'm still going to continue the beekeeping. I think it was just a freak accident. My husband actually then had to put the suit on and go put the hive back together because I was mid-inspection when this happened. So he's a saint. I will definitely give it a week or so before I go back out there. Gonna have to get back on the horse eventually. Once everything heals, once I'm not swollen, once I'm not itchy, once all my hives go away, I will attempt it again. On the bright side, the bees are doing well. The queen is doing what she's supposed to be doing, and the honey is honeying. So very much a freak accident. I know I'm not the only one who has gone through this. It was definitely a little scary and puts things into perspective for you. And yeah, that's just a little update. This video is very different than what I thought it was going to be, but figured if this could give some insight or help anybody, I would love to watch a video like this because there's not a ton of information out there. So I will get better. I took Benadryl. My eyes, I can open it a little more now. I bet it'll swell once the Benadryl wears off, but be safe out there. Use your suits, have your medicine on hand, be careful doing inspections by yourself, and yeah, good luck to everybody. This isn't gonna stop me. I'm gonna keep doing it. My husband even told the firefighters, he's like, she's not quitting, if that's gonna be one of your next questions. So you live and you learn, and freak accidents happen, unfortunately. But hope this helped somebody and gave a little insight. Very scary yesterday, but onwards and upwards. Thanks, guys.